Hi, my name's Diane. You're currently watching the Just Kidding Around show. Thanks so much for joining us. Each week we bring in guests and they share their talents and hobbies. And this week we're bringing in Pilar. Did I say that right?
You said it perfectly.
Pilar.
Yes.
So I'm excited to meet you. We've
You
talked
too.
a
Thank
lot
you
on the television, on the telephone. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
And this is the first time you've been on television. Is that right?
Yes.
Wow.
Thank you for having me.
I know. And tomorrow will be your second time.
Tomorrow will be my second time.
I know, but we've done a lot of phone tag getting ready for this show.
Yeah, and we'll do some more after that.
Maybe so. Anyway, thank you so much for coming and sharing all your knowledge on essential oils. I'm really looking forward to this show. And before we get started, we usually look into the camera and give a shout out to somebody.
Oh. Anybody?
Yeah.
Ah.
In TV land, you know.
Oh. I don't know.
Well, I'll say hi to all the students at South Bay Elementary.
Oh, there you go.
And how about a big hello to all the people out there that try to be healthy without using chemicals, because that's a little bit, right?
That's a big deal. Yeah. So
Yeah.
yes, let's give them a shout out and a thumbs up for being the forerunners in this global effort to heal the planet and ourselves too.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you know what? While we have the cameras on us, I want to say thanks to people that made this show possible. Our director, Waldo, and John Amos, and Carl, and Arnie and Max. And I want to thank them because they had to come out in a horrible storm to make this program. Mm-hmm. So thanks to those.
Thanks to everybody. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's get started.
Yeah.
I already mentioned essential oils. So please tell us, what is the difference between essential oils and perfume?
Well, actually, depends, because essential oils were the first perfumes.
Oh.
Essential oils have been around since pretty much the beginning of civilization. The Egyptians were one of the first to use unguents and essential oils and plants to for just about everything. Religious rituals to embalm the mummies, and perfumes. They were very big on using scents, and also plants. Aromatic plants were burned to worship deities.
Okay.
So, and the Roman Empire used them, the Greek Empire used them for just about everything, for rituals and also health.
And what is an essential oil?
Essential oil is the aromatic compound of plants that come from different parts of the plant depending on the oils. They can come from the seed, the leaf, the root, the flower, and the rind of the fruit.
Do they all smell the same? The root of a plant smells the same as...
Well, the root of the plant will have an earthier
version of it?
Smell, like a more woodsy, resiny type of aroma, where the essential oil that comes from the petals of the flower will, of course, have a sweeter, more gentle, like rose, for example, or jasmine.
I love jasmine.
Yeah.
Do you have any jasmine there? I'd love a whiff if you got some.
I did bring jasmine, but I think I didn't put it out here.
Oh, okay.
But
okay, so an essential oil is an oil that's made from a plant. Now, are those 100% essential oils?
100%.
You don't mix them with oil?
No.
The whole thing is squished.
Yeah, they're not like the oily oil that, is not a fatty oil. They come from very, they get distilled. The plant gets a process of distillation, and it extracts that essence of the plant, and it usually takes a lot of plant material to make a little bit of oil.
Okay.
But it is not an oily, greasy oil. It's just very easily absorbed into the skin and into the body. It's not an oily, fatty oil.
And so you said that there's a lot of different uses. Are some of those uses ever medicinal?
Yes, a lot of them are to support health and well-being. They're very complex. So like one oil has a lot of different properties that can be helpful for a lot of different things.
Oh. Do you have something that's good for the eye?
There are oils that are very supportive for the eyes, and it's interesting because the oil, you can compare where the oil comes from the plant to what is compatible for the body.
All right.
And for example, the root, an oil that comes from the root of the plant will be very good for something of a very internal part of the body, and also the part that is like the root, has like little dendrites or like that. Is supportive for the nervous system.
Oh, nervous system. All right.
Yeah.
And so is the flower more supportive of the brain?
Of an emotional support.
health.
Yeah. The leaves are usually supportive of respiration. It's just very good to expand and, make
So
you
how do I know
more
what's in there? How do I know if what's in there is from the leaf or the root or the stem?
Well,
Aren't they all combined?
No, each one comes from, like, for example, eucalyptus will come from the leaves.
Always?
Always.
Oh.
Yeah. Cedar wood will come from the bark of
Got it. It kind
the
of
tree.
smells that way.
Rose and lavender will come from the actual flower.
So they come from different parts,
Of the...
but traditionally the essential oil always comes from the same part. Did I say that right?
For example, rosemary
Right.
will come from the little leaves.
Always.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
I love rosemary.
The mint will come from the leaves also.
Okay. This is mint here.
Uh-huh.
This is
all of these-
oregano. Is oregano good for anything?
Oregano is good for a lot of things.
Really?
It's very antiseptic, is very antifungal, is very helpful to kind of detoxify a lot of things.
Oh, do you have it, oregano?
I did not bring oregano, but
Okay.
I was like, well, I wanted to bring all of them, but I just picked and chose certain ones.
So can I get back to the eye? What do you have that's good for the eye?
Well, let's see. I would say that, and the reason I would say that in traditional Chinese medicine, for example, which is, I love it because it's a very conceptual type of philosophy. It treats the human body as an environment. So it's not like just bits and parts like in Western.
Like our medicine's got.
Yeah. So in traditional Chinese medicine, what's good for the eyes is usually what is supportive of the liver.
Oh, really?
Because they feel that the liver opens up to the eyes.
Oh.
They use that terminology.
Oh, interesting.
So
makes sense.
so
what's
certain
good
things
for the eye?
that would be, I guess, out of here. Let me see. I'm gonna put my glasses on to see what I brought.
And what's here? Yes.
What's here? I would say that rosemary would be very supportive of the liver because it is actually very cleansing, and the liver is our filter.
So how do I get this in my body?
Well, essential oils can be used in a couple of different ways. First, aromatically. So you can put a drop of oil on your hand. You want one drop?
Oh, I would love that.
Yeah. You can just rub it gently. Cup your hands over your nose and inhale it.
Gosh.
You can use it topically. So certain oils you can use straight on the skin, but certain ones that are a little bit hotter, it's good to dilute with some oil to apply it as a massage oil. You can dilute it in coconut oil and then just rub it on.
Oh, that would be nice.
Yeah, and also you can take it internally.
Could I put it in hot water?
You
like
can
for
put
a
it in
tea
hot
or
water.
something?
You can put it in food.
Oh,
You can actually put all essential oils in food, like basil you can use in food, peppermint, hot chocolate with a drop of peppermint oil is
yum.
out of this world. Cilantro, so you can make any recipe really, and just instead of using that herb, you can add a little bit of a drop of essential oil. They're very potent, so you only need very little. A little goes a long way.
So is it more potent than the fresh herb?
Yeah, it's usually about 50 times more potent
Wow.
than like an example of peppermint oil is that 1 drop of peppermint oil will equal like 28 bags of tea, of peppermint tea.
Oh my goodness.
So not only is it very potent, it's also very cost effective because you only need a little. A little goes a long way.
So that's probably what makes it medicinal, because just the bag of tea probably might just...
Well, it's like a bag of tea on steroids.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're very powerful, and they're, that's why they work so well and we feel it immediately, because the cool thing about essential oils too is that they really work on, they really get to the brain very quickly. So once the olfactory sense is the most sensitive sense we have in the whole body. So as soon as you inhale something, it'll trigger a memory, be it good or bad. And that's why the perfume industry is so big, because we're very scent oriented.
Oh, you even walk in stores, like I can't mention their name, but there's a store in the mall in Tacoma.
Yeah,
and when
every
you walk
store.
in, the whole thing smells like perfume.
Well, they do that very purposely, because scent marketing is huge.
Yeah.
Certain smells will create a certain behavior.
Yeah, and they make you want to spend money.
They make you want to spend money. They'll trigger that emotional connection that'll make you want to, it'll inspire you to do certain things. In the case of a store, of course, it would make you want to, it'll just encourage that, because it is an emotional reaction.
All right, so let's see, how do I say this? I have heard before that the sense of smell is more closely triggered to memory than any other sense.
Yes, it is.
And how you can smell something. I mean, I can tell you this really weird story. And it was years ago, and it was late at night, and my family was leaving this place, and there was a smell, but I never knew what that smell was. And then, like maybe 25 years later, I was eating some food at a particular restaurant. It was a form of tempura, actually. And when I bit into that tempura right away, it brought me back to years ago. And I thought, oh my gosh, that's that smell that I smelled 25 years ago.
Well, see, it lingers in your memory. Yeah,
Isn't that something?
And you immediately connected with that event.
So if dementia is related to memory loss, then why can't we cure some dementia with the right kind of smells?
Well, I think anything can be improved with natural substances. Because they are so compatible with us, we are really very much similar to plants. We just are manifested differently, and we're more complex, of course, but we're very compatible. Where, unfortunately, though, we're exposed to so many chemicals that are not. So artificial smells are actually very damaging.
Yeah.
Because they're not really.
Wouldn't that be something if that was part of dementia? I mean, I have no place saying that, but wouldn't that be something if artificial
but it's definitely
smells,
a logical train of thought that all the chemicals that we're exposed to.
Well, what about those artificial candles and things like that and sprays? What do you think of that?
I think that a lot of, my opinion is that the majority of current problems of neurological problems have to do with all the chemicals that we're exposed to. And definitely those artificial squirties and scents and candles that are not made with anything natural. They could be, but they're not. For the majority, you have to really pick and choose and really read. You know, they are actually damaging our bodies very heavily, and they're used very liberally everywhere. Kids are exposed to it. Imagine a little child's developing brain, even pets that are in a household with all of these little things that get plugged into the wall and squirt continuously, and people say, well, it smells nice. Yeah, but it's a strong chemical that is not, it's damaging, it's not, and people go to sleep with it going on all the time.
Or what about those things they put in the dryers?
Those things they put in the dryer too, those are extremely toxic.
I work with children, they smell like those things.
We're overpowered with toxins because of all of that, where it's not necessary. This could be put in the laundry.
How would I put that in my laundry?
You could actually roll get a pair of socks.
Oh.
Roll it up, you know, like you do to put it away. Put some essential oils on it and throw it in the laundry.
That easy.
In the dryer.
Oh my goodness.
There are actually laundry balls that you can make with yarn, like old yarn or old pantyhose that you
never heard of that.
Yeah.
Let's do a little tiny YouTube thing on that. Or maybe we could have done that here.
Yeah, well, we can do it again.
Let's redo the show.
Because honestly, there's like a whole world of things that you can do with essential oils.
Okay.
So, I mean, really everything, just about everything you can replace with an essential oil.
So you are the expert, but one time I saw somebody on a small documentary, I think it might have been on Channel 9, and they said I thought they said medicine cabinet should have 5 essential oils. Do you want to know what they were? One was peppermint to give you energy when you're tired. One was tea tree oil to help infections. One was eucalyptus oil to breathe when you have a cold, and I can't remember the other 2. What do you think are basics?
Well, I definitely think those are good basics. I think lavender oil is a must.
That was one of them. That was one of them to help you relax and go to sleep at night.
Lavender oil is a must. And you know, I'll tell you a funny story about lavender. Aromatherapy has been around forever, like I said before. But you know, when things became, the world became more industrialized, of course, we started to use other things, and here we are. But essential oils have been very predominantly used continuously in Europe, Germany, France, and England.
They're ahead of us on things like that.
Yeah, they never stopped using them, and they are an integral part of their healthcare because they're preventative of things and they're cheap. You know, a little goes a long way. But lavender was brought back by this one gentleman, I forgot his name, who was French, and he burned his hand very severely. And all he had was a vat of freshly distilled lavender oil, and he stuck his hand in it, and he never got any blisters or any burn damage on his hand. So I think that's like #1 oil to have
for burns
in a kitchen.
See, I thought it was to help relax you.
It is too,
but it
is
also
very
helps
soothing. It you know, it's just kind of puts you in a very good mood. You know, it's a very good all-purpose oil. They call it blue magic because it's good for so many things. And but one first aid thing that is key is you can't put anything else though on it
just
when you get burned. You know, some people stick it in cold water or
just lavender.
Just throw some lavender on a burn right away and it'll never blister.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow. So what do you think the 5th one was? What's another basic?
Let's see. We did eucalyptus, peppermint, lavender.
Do you want to talk to us about eucalyptus?
Eucalyptus is great for lung support, and anybody that has any breathing issues, I do, and I've been using a eucalyptus for a long time. I mean, if you know, eucalyptus is in a lot of over-the-counter cold things, but it's really artificial eucalyptus. I mean, there's very little real eucalyptus in there. It's just a flavoring in cough drops and stuff like that. But the real oil of eucalyptus is very supportive for breathing, and it's very invigorating. So if you're tired or groggy, you know.
I love this smell.
It just really is helpful to wake somebody up when they just need a little pick-me-up.
So is this as powerful as some of these cold medications?
Well, I only use essential oils. because I know they work and they work fast.
And you look healthy to me. In fact, you have beautiful skin. What do you use
Thank
here for
you.
your skin?
What do I? Well, I use peppermint soap.
Okay.
And
Reminds me, I brought some soap. What happened to my soap?
we left it somewhere.
We left the soap, so oh well.
But you can make soap for those people that are crafty. I'm not
Yeah.
crafty.
Okay.
I just kind of grab the bottle and put it on. But for people that are crafty, you can make all sorts of things. You can actually make candles with scented candles.
Yeah, so why are people buying all these artificial
Because they're
ones?
there and people don't know. They don't ask. They just
And they think it's real. Like when you said.
They think it's real, or I like it. Oh, you know, and it's like, okay, but you're not gonna like it in, a few years from now, and you don't know, you're falling apart, and you don't know why.
And you don't know why.
Because you had this candle burning all the time with this, whatever it was that,
What did you say rosemary was good for? I forgot.
Well, rosemary is good for it's very good to help you focus.
And I can't remember. That's kind of funny.
Well, like if you're sleepy and you need because see, if you think all of these come from the leaves and they're very invigorating.
Okay.
Those oils, mint, they just kind of refresh you.
Can people have allergic reactions to them?
Honestly, I can't speak for everybody, and everybody does have some sensitivity. But I think that a person that is allergy prone is much less likely to have a reaction to a natural essential oil than to what a lot of people say, well, I'm very sensitive to smells. I don't like smells.
Yeah, I know.
But I think for the most part, in my experience, the smells that they're allergic and sensitive to are artificial ones. So then they just kind of give a bad rap.
Yes, and I'm tired of that because I like a lot of smells. I really do.
I do too, yeah.
And it's frustrating for me when people say, oh, no smell zone or whatever they call it.
Right, but I think they're sensitive to the more artificial stuff that is,
I don't like that.
Cedar wood.
What's that good for?
Well, it comes from the bark of the tree. So if you think of the trunk of a tree, what does it do? It's very supportive. It's very balancing. Calming. It's very centering.
Okay, so I probably need to be centered more. So does that...
It's very grounding.
Are people attracted more to the things they need? Or...
Well, it depends on... I think it depends on the person. Normally, yes, you kind of get drawn to what you need. However, somebody that's very has a lot of toxicity in their system will sometimes feel uncomfortable when they are experiencing the oil that they actually need, just because it's
what I'm wondering.
Triggering a detoxification, and that can be uncomfortable.
Then this is probably the one I really need, and it stinks. I don't like that. Cedar wood, that was?
That was cedar wood.
Oh, I love real cilantro to eat it. So does that mean I'm going to like to smell it?
Well, it's very potent, so...
Oh, I like it.
See, for example, if you made a batch of salsa, you could put one little drop of that, and it would be all you need.
Be really
in a big batch.
Because I don't like cutting cilantro.
Yeah, in a big batch.
Okay.
You only need a little. So in cooking or putting it into food, you literally, depending on the amount you're making, you need very little.
All right.
A little goes a very long way.
So if a person were starting out, this is one of the ones that
peppermint
is kind of foundational. So
peppermint, eucalyptus, melaleuca, which is tea tree, lavender. I would say lemon.
Maybe that was the other
I would say lemon.
Lemon's an essential oil?
Uh-huh. And I brought lime. I brought lime.
What's lime good for?
It's like lemon. It's just, it's good for flavor. I put it in my water.
Oh, it's good for alkalizing when you said that.
Yeah, and it's good for cleaning. You can make any, surface cleaner spray instead of...
Aren't you talking about, when you're at home, you make all your cleaners, right?
I do. I make with distilled vinegar, baking soda, a few drops of essential oil.
That's all you need?
Yeah.
And then what do you spray it on?
Countertops, everything. Countertops, you can make it to, clean. You can make cleaning products to clean your bathroom, stains on the carpet, floor, anything and everything.
I'm sorry, I keep smelling my hands because of this.
I know. I love rosemary too.
And there's some in front of you too.
Yeah.
And this is rosemary. This is what rosemary really looks like. And before the show started, I was telling Pilar that, it wasn't until I was an adult and I was at some friend's house, Chris Wolf's and Kathleen Hill. They live out on Steamboat Island. And I was walking up the driveway and I had honestly never smelled rosemary.
And it called you.
And I was a grown-up person. This huge bush. What is that stuff? And ever since, I've been in love with rosemary.
I've been in love with rosemary too.
What a smell. And there are some companies, I know this isn't essential oil right here, right now.
Well, it's in there.
People put it in chicken. Yeah, it's in here. People put it in chicken, and I've seen people bake it into bread. I have seen lavender in, not ice cream, but, gelato. Real lavender.
Yeah, lavender and chocolate.
And that's pretty good, too. Are we talking about essential oils now?
Yes.
Oh, we still are.
Yeah, we are.
Because it's the plant. So how did you ever get interested in all this?
Well, once upon a time, I was married to an English man who was an aromatherapist, and he introduced me to 3 essential oils: chamomile, juniper, and rosemary.
Oh, okay.
And I didn't know anything else, but I was just like enthralled, and ever since then,
Those 3 oils are your first.
they were my first experience.
And what did you do with them?
Well, I would just put them in a napkin, the 3 of them, and fold it and put it in my pocket and carry it around all day.
You'd put them together?
Yeah.
The 3 of them? We didn't even talk about
Oh,
combining.
no, we haven't even.
And we're getting close to the end of the show.
Well, we're going to have to do more.
Max is over there waving hands and stuff.
Well, we're going to
We
have to do a
not
part
gotten
2.
Started, Max. Yeah, we're going to have to do a part 2. But to combine them, that's
Oh, well,
interesting.
yeah, that's a whole other
what
thing.
was that? Chamomile?
Juniper and rosemary.
Oh, no, that's an interesting combination. I don't even know what juniper smells like.
Well,
Do you have some there for me to smell?
I don't, but I can bring it next time.
Well, I hope that the people watching this show really use this as a starting point and are going to start thinking, if you're one of those people that likes good smells, you don't have to buy commercial things. You can, are these hard to buy? Are they hard to find?
They're very easy to find. You just want to make sure that there's many good brands. You want to make sure that you know for sure that it's 100% pure, organic, unadulterated essential oil. The cheaper brands will finagle with them and put some other fillers in there, but there are a lot of good brands that don't.
Well, thanks so much for coming and
Thank
sharing
you
your
for having me. This is like my favorite world, so thank you for giving me the chance to come and be with you.
Yeah, you're wonderful, wonderful guest, fun to talk to. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Join us again sometime. Just kidding around. We're on every Saturday, Sunday, and Wednesday too.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks.
That was pretty painless.
Totally painless. It was fun.
But I wouldn't have mixed those two. I think if I were going to mix